Hi there, and welcome to our first episode of 2026. Glad you could join us, and we have a lot to talk about for the month of January and for the year as well. We're going to be talking about some of the webinars that we got going on for 2026, some of the activities that we've got planned for just the month of January. And have you ever been to one of our social gaggles before? Well, we're going to talk to somebody who can tell you what you can learn from a social gaggle and what it is, and how you can participate in some of the activities that we've got going on during our social gaggles. And we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit as well. Let's get right to what we've got coming up for January. First Irish Saturday for the year will be held on January 10th, so stop on by the Hoffman Research Library, which is located at the Minnesota Genealogical Center in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Now, do you have any Irish questions you need answered? This is the time to go and get those Irish research questions answered. The Minnesota Genealogical Center is located at 1385 Mendota Heights Road, Suite 100. You can also stop by the library during regular business hours. And to find out more about the library and the hours of operation, go to the website at mngs.org. And our first webinar for the year will feature Mark Thompson. His topic is What's New and Notable in AI for Family History Research. The presentation will be held on January 17th. Now, this will be an online-only presentation, and it has a special time of 10 a.m. until 11:30 Central Time. The fee is $15 for members and $20 for non-members. Again, the webinar will be held on January 17th. What if you had a research assistant who could find and analyze and summarize dozens of complex source documents in minutes for you? Today's artificial intelligence tools make this possible. In this session, you'll see real-world cases where the newest crop of AI tools can reliably support your genealogy research without the debris we sometimes encounter just a year ago. Hallucinations, mysterious citations, and other things. For those of you who have attended the IGSI webinars in the past, there are plenty of them that are now scheduled for this year. In fact, usually at the end of the year, the December one is a free one. Well, they've got a couple others planned for this year as well. I had a chance to talk to Walt Rothwell, who is the co-president of the IGSI, and he's also the co-chairman of the Education Committee.
We have all but 1 month. October has been scheduled, and I think you'll agree it's a great selection. Our first session will be January 17th, and that's going to be a return of Mark Thompson, who is from Western Canada and an expert in artificial intelligence. And Mark will be, his appearance in 2025 was very popular. And this year he's going to talk with us about using artificial intelligence as a genealogy research assistant. So covering multiple platforms and giving a broad view. He says that it's tailored more toward beginner and intermediate researchers, so we don't want anybody to be scared away by the technical nature of it. Then in February 21st, we'll have Natalie Bodle speak from Ireland on using Irish newspapers and other published material. In March 6th, we will have a special program to kick off Irish American Heritage Month, and that webinar will be free and open to all. Brendan Scott will be doing a presentation on the rootsireland.ie online resource to help everyone understand better how to make full use of that resource, and it's a very, very rich resource for source records. On March 21st, we'll have one of our regular webinars with Claire Bradley speaking about DNA resources for Irish family history research. We really haven't covered DNA up until now. There's so many different branches of it. But Claire is going to focus on a broad overview of utilizing DNA, so should be useful for beginner and intermediate and probably some advanced users as well. April 18th, Chris Payton will join us. And let me just briefly run down some of the other folks we have lined up for the year. May 16th will be our hybrid session where we'll have a live audience in the Minnesota Genealogy Center, as well as a virtual audience on Zoom. So it'll be a hybrid presentation. Liz Gamal is going to return. She's a local genealogist and widely known speaker. And her topic will be Immigrating is Hard, Migrating is Also Hard, Immigrant Settlement in the American Midwest. And then for the rest of the year, we have Chris Payton joining us, John Grenham, Brian Gurin speaking about the virtual treasury. Fiona Fitzsimons will be returning. Jillian Van Turnout will be speaking about an introduction to Irish genealogy. And that is a standard webinar time slot, but we have a generous donor who is going to cover her honorarium, so that will also be a free event and open to all. And we have Dr. William Rolston returning, and we are in the process of arranging another free December program, as we have had the last 2 years.
Well, that sounds great. And you were mentioning AI, and that's something that people may want to get more interested in learning because it is not just involved in social media platform, but it's now starting to become something that we're starting to see more in genealogy.
I have heard from multiple very prominent world-class speakers, have them say that 10 years from now, the entire field of genealogy research will be completely different as a result of online tools in general, but in particular, artificial intelligence.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask you too involves the social gaggles that we have had last year, and we have that are going to continue this year. Okay, for those who aren't aware, what's a social gaggle, and how do we get involved in this?
Well, a number of genealogy societies have online sessions either to help with individual research or field questions or just visiting time. So we've dabbled in that over the last 2 years, and we have called these sessions social gaggles. The way they're constructed is that we have 2 minutes of introduction, and then we have a volunteer talk for about 15 minutes about a topic of interest. It might be their favorite
Mhm.
resource or an interesting new technique that they've learned about. Could have to do with source records or photographs or stories relating to their family or their research. And then after that first 20-minute segment, the rest of the 90 minutes is just conversation with the people who come. So we expect that folks will bring stories, they'll bring questions, they'll want to share their own favorite things. So we've tried this type of session over the last 2 years on various days of the week and various times of day. What we've chosen to do this year is to offer it consistently on a monthly basis, and it will be 2 or 3 days following our regular webinar time slot. And that way we can remind people during the webinar that it's coming up. And if people have lingering questions from that webinar presentation or whatever else they want to share, it will be held from 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Central Time. So they'll consistently be in the evening. And depending on our volunteers, it'll primarily be Monday evenings, but there may be some Tuesday evenings thrown in.
Well, that sounds great. And for folks who are a distance away, this is a great opportunity to take part in what normally would be an in-person event.
Yeah, and I've participated in some of these sessions from um, a number of societies, Ontario Genealogical Society
Mhm.
being a standout example. And they're really fun. And if you have several researchers who attend, they're often looking up online references as you're talking. It can be extremely helpful.
You can register for both the webinars and the social gaggles on the website irishgenealogical.org. And that's our episode for the month of January. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Walt Rothwell for an update on all the webinars that we have. And if you haven't been to one of the social gaggles, why don't you sign up for a couple of them, and we'll look forward to seeing you at those as well. So in the meantime, thanks for joining us. Have yourself a great 2026, and I enjoyed doing this. Happy New Year to you. Are you a member of the IGSI? You're not, but you'd like to be? Here's all you have to do. Head to the website at irishgenealogical.org. There you'll find the join link on the left side of the page, and that's where you can sign up and become a member. You can also register for any of the webinars this year on the website as well, and as a member you can also see past webinars from the previous year. And besides enjoying all the members' benefits, you can always sign in and go over many of the programs and services that the IGSI has to offer, and that would include viewing past webinars, surname interests, the e-newsletter. Would you like to be a volunteer at the IGSI? Here's all you have to do. Get on the website at irishgenealogical.org and scroll down to the volunteer link. There you can see all the options that are available to you. That would include helping out with the Irish Fest in Minnesota, or any of the social and educational programs, or you could even help out with the social media platforms and podcasts, or the SEPS magazine and Genealogist newsletter. Just click on the Volunteer Now link and sign up. For more information about the Irish Genealogical Society International, go to the website at irishgenealogical.org. And for more information on the podcast, contact podcast@irishgenealogical.org.